Hello everyone, I am Nirja Prakash. You are watching Neeraja's Biology Academy. In this video, I would like to present option-based detailed explanation of NEET 2020 biology paper. Do you know 60% of the questions are sparked from previous papers 2016 to 2019 including Odisha paper. Majority of the questions are picked from the options of previous years. Some more the direct collection of previous papers. Are you puzzled? Then watch my video. I have divided NEET 2020 biology paper of G5O into 6 parts, each part with 15 questions. The questions are sorted out and aligned chapter wise. So these are the chapters related to class 11 and the questions appeared with respect to these chapters. These are the chapters related to 12th class and these are the questions appeared related to these chapters. And let us go to NEET 2020 biology paper explanation part 1. Question number 1. If the distance between two consecutive base pairs is 0.34 nanometers and the total number of base pairs of DNA double helix in a typical mammalian cell is 6.6 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs, then the length of the DNA is approximately. Here they have given 0.34 nanometers. So here, if you observe, the length of the DNA, distance between two consecutive base pairs into the total number of base pairs. Here, 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So they have given the answer with respect to the meters. So we have to multiply the given numerical with that of 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So here you will get 2.2 meters. If they ask with respect to centimeters, then that should be multiplied with 10 to the power of minus 7. Here is another possible question. If the length of E. coli DNA is 1.36 millimeters, can you calculate the number of base pairs in Escherichia coli? So in order to calculate the length, the distance between two consecutive base pairs into total number of base pairs we are doing. So here we need the number of base pairs. So total length divided by the distance between two consecutive base pairs. So here this is the millimeter. So we have to convert it into the meters. And then here it is nanometers. And then again we have to convert it into the meters. Thereby we will get this answer. 4 into 10 to the power 6. This question is a direct NCERT questions. Next time we may get the question right from this area. And then there is also another possibility. If the distance between two successive base pairs of DNA is 3.4 angstroms and the number of base pairs are 6.6 into 10 to the power of 9, then calculate the length of DNA in meters. So I am giving you a hint. So here 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Bilateral symmetrical and acylomate animals are exemplified by Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Ctenophora. Almost all same type of question in the form of statements appeared in 2019. Two different types of symmetry seen in case of organisms, radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. The organisms which can be cut into two equal halves through several planes are said to exhibit radial symmetry. Here is an organism which we can cut it into two equal halves through only one plane. That plane is known as mid-sagittal plane. As a result, we are getting two lateral parts. Hence, it is known as a bilateral symmetry. Based on the presence and absence and formation of coelom, the organisms are categorized into three types: acoelomate group organisms, pseudocoelomates, and eucoelomate group organisms. Acoelomate group organisms were between body wall and alimentary canal. The cavity is filled with mesenchyma or parenchyma cells. So, coelom is not seen in few organisms, especially platyhelminthes organisms. Pseudocoelomate organisms where the coelom is not derived from mesoderm. Mesodermal pouches are scattered. Eucoelomates are the organisms where the coelom is derived from mesoderm. Again, eucoelomate organisms are categorized into two types, schizocoelomates and enterocoelomates. In case of schizocoelomates, the coelom is formed by splitting up of mesoderm. In case of enterocoelomates, the coelom is derived from orchidenderm. Let us see acoelomate organisms where the coelom is absent in case of platyhelminthes. In case of aschelminthes organisms, pseudocoelom is present. In case of annelids, schizocoelom is present. In case of Ctenophora organisms, coelom is absent. Ctenophora members, they exhibit biradial symmetry. So these are flatworms. So where the coelom is absent, mesodermal pouches are scattered. In case of pseudocoelomates, and in case of eucoelomate organisms, inner and outer mesodermal lining is present and it encloses a cavity. And let me read out the questions which appeared in 2019 Odisha paper. It's not 2009, it is 2019. So which of the following animals are true coelomates and with bilateral symmetry? See, almost the same question appeared. Consider the following features: organ system level of organization, bilateral symmetry, and true coelomates. Pick out the organisms which are exhibiting such type of symmetries. Match the following columns and select the correct option. Same type of question appeared in 2019 also. So here, gregarious polyphagous pest. Adult with radial symmetry and larva with bilateral symmetry. Book lungs, bioluminescence. So gregarious polyphagous pest. Locust is the organism which is a direct NCERT example. Adult with radial symmetry and larva with bilateral symmetry. In case of echinoderm organisms, the larval form exhibits bilateral symmetry. Radial symmetry is exhibited by adults. So here, Asterias is an organism which belongs to phylum Echinodermata. Book lungs. These are the respiratory structures seen in case of scorpion. Bioluminescence. The organisms which emit light are known as bioluminescent organisms. The light which is emitted by these organisms is known as cold light. Luciferin is a protein responsible for emission of this cold light under the influence of luciferase in majority of the organisms. So here, right from bioluminescence, so which organism exhibit Ctenoplana? These are the members of Ctenophora. The answer is 1. Which is the important site of formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids in case of eukaryotic cells? So let us see options. Peroxisomes. These are also known as microbodies. They possess oxidative enzymes which plays an important role in case of plants for photorespiration. Golgi bodies. These are the structures which are responsible for modification, condensation and packaging of the substances. Let us see in detail later. Polysomes, which are also known as polyribosomes or ergosomes. The clusters of ribosomes are attached to mRNA, which plays an important role in the translation process. Endoplasmic reticulum, it is a membrane-bound cell organelle. Two different types of endoplasmic reticula are present: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in protein synthesis because it is associated with ribosomes. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in lipid synthesis. Right from the endoplasmic reticulum, small transport vesicles are formed, and those transport vesicles, they unite at the cis phase of the Golgi complex. This is the cisternae of Golgi complex. Inside the cisternae, few proteins, few lipids undergo modification, condensation and packaging. So where glycoproteins and glycolipids are synthesized in the Golgi apparatus. Question number 5. QRS complex in a standard ECG represents. Last year we got the question right from this area in the form of match the following. Depolarization of auricles, depolarization of ventricles, repolarization of ventricles, repolarization of auricles. So here QRS complex, it represents depolarization of ventricles. P wave, it represents atrial depolarization. Enlargement of P wave represents enlargement of atria. QRS complex represents ventricular depolarization. Enlargement of QR wave represents myocardial infraction. T wave represents repolarization of ventricles. If T wave it becomes flat, then it represents atherosclerosis. Right from the point of Q itself, contraction of ventricles does not occur. Contraction starts shortly after Q and marks the beginning of the systole. This is an area where the student should be cautious while marking. If they ask depolarization of the ventricles means it should start QRS. If they ask contraction of ventricles means the answer should be shortly after the commencement of Q wave. Match the following columns and select the correct options. Floating ribs, acromion, scapula, glenoid cavity. Floating ribs. In case of human beings, 12 pairs of ribs are present. First 7 pairs of ribs are known as true ribs, and they are also known as vertebrosternal ribs. They are attached to the sternum on their ventral side and to the vertebral column on their dorsal side. 8th, 9th, 10th pairs of ribs are known as vertebrochondral ribs. They are not attached to the sternum, and they are known as false ribs. Remaining 2 pairs of ribs are known as floating ribs, which are attached only to the vertebral column on the dorsal side. Floating ribs do not connect with the sternum. And the next, acromion. Acromion is a flattened bridge-like structure present on the scapula. It extends and articulates with the top clavicle. Below the acromion, a depression is present known as glenoid cavity. With that glenoid cavity, head of the humerus, it articulates and it makes a ball and socket joint. Scapula located between 2nd and 7th ribs. Glenoid cavity. Head of the humerus is lodged in the glenoid cavity. So this is the structure you can see. First 7 pairs of ribs are known as true ribs, and then 8th, 9th, 10th pair ribs are known as false ribs. 11th and 12th ribs are known as floating ribs. And here is the glenoid cavity located below the acromion. It's a depression below the acromion. Clavicle articulates with that of acromion. And then this is the humerus where the head is articulating with that of the glenoid cavity. Experimental verification of the chromosomal theory of inheritance was done by Sutton, Boveri, Morgan and Mendel. It was done by T.H. Morgan. He conducted his experiments on Drosophila melanogaster. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. Sutton and Boveri argue that pairing and separation of a pair of chromosomes will lead to segregation of pair of factors they carried. During gamete formation, pairing of homologous chromosomes takes place. During meiosis I, segregation of these chromosomes occur, as well the factors which are associated with those chromosomes. Identify the incorrect statement. So this is a question related to secondary growth in case of dicot plants. Every year we are getting a question right from this specific area. Based on the location, the wood is categorized again into 2 types. Heartwood Another one is sapwood. Heartwood is dark in color, and it is mainly due to the deposition of different types of organic substances like tannins, resins, and essential oils. And it is located at the center. Sapwood is located towards the peripheral region, and it is also associated with the deposition of these different types of organic substances, but with less quantity. Sapwood is involved in the conduction of water and minerals from root to leaf. Yes, it is correct. Why not heartwood? Means it is, in case of heartwood, the vessels are closed. Sapwood is innermost secondary xylem and is lighter in color. It's a wrong statement. It is located towards the peripheral region, so it is a wrong statement. Due to deposition of tannins, resins, and oils, heartwood is dark in color. It's a correct statement. Heartwood does not conduct water, but it gives mechanical support. Heartwood is also known as duramen. In 2017, we got a question right from this particular area. Sapwood is also known as alburnum. Based on the type of plants, the wood is again differentiated into two types, hardwood and softwood. Match the following columns and select correct option. Column 1, column 2, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas. Column 2 reveals the abnormalities associated with hyper or hyposecretion of these glands. Thyroid gland, Graves' disease. Hypersecretion of thyroxine leads to Graves' disease or exophthalmic goiter. Adrenal gland can also be termed as suprarenal gland associated with adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. Adrenal cortex is involved in the secretion of different types of steroid hormones. Medulla, it releases epinephrine and norepinephrine. Here they have given Addison's disease. Hyposecretion of these glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids leads to Addison's disease. Pancreas, it is a mixed gland, both exocrine as well as endocrine. The endocrine part of pancreas is associated with islets of Langerhans, which consist of alpha, beta, delta, and F cells. Alpha cells are involved in the release of glucagon, beta cells insulin, delta cells somatostatin. If the insulin level is decreased, then it leads to diabetes mellitus. Question number 10. Match the organism with its use in biotechnology. Bacillus thuringiensis, Thermus aquaticus, Agrobacterium tumefaciens, Salmonella typhimurium. Bacillus thuringiensis, it is a bacteria which is having specific type of gene which is involved in the production of a toxic protein exists in the form of crystals. So Bacillus thuringiensis, crystal proteins. Thermus aquaticus, it is an organism which is extensively used in biotechnology. It is thermostable in nature. The Taq polymerase enzyme, which is collected right from this organism, is used in polymerase chain reaction. Normally, any type of enzyme, if the temperature is increased, it undergoes denaturation. But Taq polymerase enzyme can withstand high range of temperature fluctuations. That is what the reason it gains its significance in the biotechnology. Agrobacterium tumefaciens. It's a pathogen of several dicot plants, and it has the ability to deliver a particular type of plasmid which is known as Ti plasmid, which consists of a sequence of genes which induces the cell division. Nowadays, tumor-inducing plasmid of Agrobacterium tumefaciens is modified into a cloning vector. Salmonella typhimurium. Cohen and Boyer are the scientists in the year 1972. They have isolated an antibiotic resistant gene right from Salmonella typhimurium and inserted into Escherichia coli and constructed a recombinant DNA. Question number 11. Identify the substances having glycosidic bond and peptide bond respectively in the structure. A glycosidic bond is formed between a carbohydrate molecule with another carbohydrate molecule or any other molecule. And a peptide bond is formed between two successive amino acids. Glycerol, trypsin. This is the structure of a glycerol, which is known as trihydroxypropane, which is not associated with glycosidic bond. Cellulose, it is a homopolysaccharide, which is a major component of cell wall of plants, algae, and also oomycetes fungi. This is the structure of cellulose where beta 1,4 glycosidic bond is present. Lecithin. Lecithin, it is a phospholipid. So this is the structure of lecithin. This question appeared last year. Inulin and insulin. Inulin, it is a homopolysaccharide. It's a polymer of fructose. So this is the structure of inulin. Beta 2,1 glycosidic bonds are present in case of inulin. Insulin, it is a polypeptide which consists of series of amino acids linked together by a peptide bond. Chitin, it is a homopolysaccharide which is present in the cell wall of fungi and also in the exoskeleton of arthropods. Here N-acetyl glucosamine units are connected with each other by beta 1,4 glycosidic bonds. This is a question which appeared in 2015. It is related to the structure of cholesterol. Neither peptide bond nor glycosidic bond are same. A peptide bond is associated with CO and NH. In a polysaccharide, individual monosaccharides are linked by a glycosidic bond. And then biomolecule of phosphodiester bond. Here a phosphodiester bond is associated with the nucleic acid. Here, in case of a nucleoside, glycosidic bond is present between the nitrogenous base and the pentose sugar. It may be ribose sugar or deoxyribose sugar. Question number 12. Name the enzyme that facilitates opening of DNA helix during transcription. Transcription is a phenomenon where synthesis of mRNA takes place, taking one of the strands of DNA as a template. DNA helicase. It is an enzyme which is essential for unwinding of DNA during DNA replication. DNA polymerase is responsible for synthesis of DNA strand. RNA polymerase is responsible for opening of DNA and also synthesis of different types of RNAs. DNA ligase is known as a molecular glue. RNA polymerase is involved in the synthesis of rRNA. RNA polymerase 2 is involved in the synthesis of heterogeneous nuclear RNA. RNA 3 is responsible for synthesis of tRNA. 13th question, if the head of cockroach is removed, it may live for few days because the nervous system in case of cockroach is associated with a series of segmentally arranged fused ganglia that are connected with connectives. In the head region, a nerve ring is present associated with supraesophageal ganglia and subesophageal ganglia, which are connected through circumesophageal connectives. Major portion of the nervous system is located in the thorax and abdomen region. In the head region, only a small portion of the nervous system is present. So let us see the statements. The cockroach does not have nervous system. It's a wrong statement. The head holds a small portion of nervous system while the rest is situated along the ventral part of the body. It's a correct statement. Head holds 1/3 of the nervous system while the rest is situated along the dorsal part of its body. It's a wrong statement because it is not located on the dorsal region. It is located on the ventral region. The supraesophageal ganglia of cockroach are situated in the ventral part of abdomen. It's also wrong statement because it is located in the head region. So this is a concept which I have explained just now. Select the correct events that occur during inspiration. Two major events are associated with respect to the mechanism of breathing, inspiration and expiration processes. Major muscles that are associated with the breathing movements are intercostal muscles and phrenic muscles. Intercostal muscles are of two types, external intercostal muscles and internal intercostal muscles. Phrenic muscles are associated with diaphragm. During the process of inspiration, when compared with that of atmospheric pressure, intrapulmonary pressure should decrease. These are the ribs associated with intercostal muscles. During inspiration, external intercostal muscles, they contract. As a result, the thoracic cavity area, it increases dorsoventrally. Simultaneously, contraction of the muscles present in the diaphragm occur. The diaphragm is pulled downwards. As a result, the thoracic cavity area increases antero-posteriorly. Thoracic cavity area increases, the expansion of lungs takes place, intrapulmonary pressure decreases, so air from outside it enters inside the lungs. So let us see the options. Contraction of diaphragm, contraction of external intercostal muscles. Pulmonary volume decreases, intrapulmonary pressure increases. So these two are correct statements. Last year, type of question appeared, but it is related to expiration. Question number 15. By which method was a new breed Hisordale of a sheep formed by using Biconary eaves and merino rams? Mutational breeding, crossbreeding, inbreeding, outbreeding. The answer is crossbreeding. A crossbreeding is a method of mating a superior male of one breed with that of superior female of another breed. Crossbreeding allows the desirable qualities of two different breeds to be combined. Hisordale is a new breed of sheep developed in Punjab by crossing Biconary eaves and merino rams. So, in 2015 also we got a question related to outbreeding practice. And in 2019 and 17 we got questions right from inbreeding practices. Inbreeding refers to mating of more closely related individuals within the same breed for 4 to 6 generations of common ancestry. Outcrossing is a practice of mating animals within the same breed but having no common ancestry. Mutational breeding is related to plant breeding processes. It is related to induced mutations, where the gene sequence of a plant is altered by exposing those genes to specific type of chemicals or gamma radiations. So let us see some more examples related to crossbreeding. Currant Swiss. It is developed by NDRI, Karnal, where Shahiwal cow is mated with brown Swiss. Sonandani is developed by NDRI, Kerala, where Jersey is crossed with the brown Swiss. Layers are the birds which are developed to produce more number of eggs. So different types of layers are there. They are developed by crossing dams of white leghorn, sires of Rhode Island. Dam means female, sire means male. Broilers are developed by crossing the dams of Plymouth Rock or New Hampshire with the sires of Cornish breed. Babcock, Highland, High-Sex are different types of layers. Bencock, Hubbard, Ross, these are various types of broilers. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to Neeraja's Biology Academy. Don't forget to click the bell icon for subsequent updates. Thank you.